Thank you for being here. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that is no longer a futuristic concept, but a core business necessity: reducing costs through AI. We will explore why this is not just an IT trend, but a strategic imperative for modern businesses. My goal today is to give you a practical, clear-cut framework for how AI can stop being a buzzword and start being your most powerful engine for cost reduction and efficiency. Here is our journey for today. We will start with the big picture: why AI, and why now? Then, we will dive into the three core areas where AI delivers the most value. First, in operational efficiency to streamline your core processes. Second, in customer experience, where we will focus on reducing churn and service costs. And third, in decision-making and the massive, hidden cost of bad data and guesswork. Finally, and most importantly, we will make this practical. Part 4 is your roadmap, a 5-step implementation plan for any size of business. We will wrap up by defining your very first step and opening the floor for a Q&A. Let's begin. So, let us get on the same page. What is AI? Forget the science fiction. For our purposes today, think of AI simply as a tool. It is a tool that allows computers to learn, reason, and act to achieve specific goals. It does this by finding deep patterns in your data, patterns no human could ever spot, to make predictions, automate complex tasks, and help you make smarter decisions. But the most important point I want you to remember today: AI does not replace you. It augments you. It takes away the repetitive, low-value work so you and your team can focus on the strategic, creative, and human parts of your job. You might be thinking, I already have automation. Why do I need AI? But there is a key distinction. Traditional automation, RPA, is about doing. It follows rigid, pre-programmed rules. The visual gives a perfect example: a script that copies data from an Excel sheet into a form. If you change the form, even slightly, the script breaks. It is rigid. AI-powered automation, on the other hand, is about thinking. It learns and adapts. The AI-powered example is an AI that reads an invoice. It does not matter if the invoice is in a new format. The AI understands the concept of total amount and enters it correctly. One is rigid, the other is flexible. That flexibility is where the real cost savings begin. This brings us to our core thesis for today. AI is a cost reduction engine. And businesses are catching on. 78% of organizations are already using AI in at least one function. But the real power of AI is that it reduces costs in ways you often cannot see. We are not just talking about salaries. We are talking about the invisible costs that drain your budget every day. 1. The cost of human error in data entry. 2. The massive cost of customer churn from bad service. 3. The cost of excess inventory because your forecasts were based on guesswork. 4. The crippling cost of machine downtime that you could not have seen coming. AI brings these hidden costs into the light and gives you the tools to eliminate them. Let us be honest, the business landscape today is tough. We are all facing rising operational costs, intense competition, and a supply chain that feels more volatile than ever. Every single dollar you can save on inefficiency is a dollar you can reinvest in growth, innovation, or on your people. At the same time, the pandemic forced a digital imperative. It accelerated digitalization by years. Your customers now expect perfect, seamless, instant digital experiences. Businesses that do not adapt with tools like AI are not just losing efficiency, they are losing relevance. This is the reason, why now? Okay, so let us get into our first major area, Part 1, Operational Efficiency. This is all about streamlining your core, everyday processes to reduce waste and find savings inside your own company. Let us start with a big one: supply chain and logistics. We all know the problems here: high fuel costs, frustrating delivery delays, and warehouses full of inventory we hope will sell. Look at Amazon. They are a logistics company that happens to do retail. They use AI-powered demand forecasting and inventory management. The result: a 70% reduction in emergency shipments, simply because their planning and stock placement became so optimized. That is not just saving money, it is building a more resilient and predictable business. So, let us break that down. The first tool is demand forecasting. This is where AI replaces guesswork. It analyzes everything: historical data, weather, market trends, even social media, to predict exactly what customers will buy. This cuts overstock and prevents lost sales. Inside the warehouse, AI is just as critical. It optimizes the physical layout of your warehouse, guides automated pickers, like at Amazon, and manages inventory levels in real time. This means faster fulfillment and lower labor costs. And finally, route optimization. For any business with a delivery fleet, AI algorithms can save millions in fuel and time. They do this by calculating the most efficient delivery routes for your entire fleet, adapting instantly to new orders or traffic. Let us now move to the factory floor, that is, manufacturing. Look at Toyota. They implemented an AI platform that empowered their own factory workers to build and deploy machine learning models. What did they do? They saved over 10,000 man-hours per year simply by predicting and preventing equipment failures. This is the crucial shift that I mentioned. They moved from fail and fix waiting for something to break, to predict and prevent. Think about what that one shift could help save for your business. And it goes even deeper. Think about AI for quality control. We are talking about AI vision systems that can spot microscopic defects on a high-speed assembly line, defects the human eye would miss every single time. Or production optimization. AI can analyze your entire workflow, from raw materials to finished goods, and find bottlenecks. It can even suggest adjustments to reduce energy consumption by up to 12% in some factories, while maximizing your output. Now, this visual is for everyone, regardless of your industry. Back-office automation. In finance and accounting, this is the definition of a low-hanging fruit. AI-powered RPA can read invoices, match purchase orders, process payments, and automate reconciliations. It reduces errors and, more importantly, frees up your finance team to do strategic work instead of data entry. The same goes for human resources. Why have your team manually read 1,000 resumes? AI can screen them in minutes and find the top 5 candidates. It can manage payroll and benefits, cutting administrative overhead significantly. A quick but important one: smart energy use. AI is a key tool in managing energy costs. On a building level, it can manage smart HVAC and lighting systems to cut utility bills without sacrificing comfort. On a factory level, it optimizes the energy use of heavy machinery. In agriculture, AI is driving precision. In California's Central Valley, for example, AI-powered drones monitor crop conditions. This allows farmers to use the exact amount of water and fertilizer, which reduces waste, cuts costs, and increases yield. For the energy and utilities sector, AI is essential for grid management. It helps in predicting demand spikes to prevent blackouts. It can also analyze satellite imagery to protect infrastructures, like power lines, from vegetation overgrowth, preventing faults and fires. In real estate and construction, AI is optimizing complex construction schedules. It is also being used with computer vision to monitor job site safety, preventing costly accidents. And of course, it is at the heart of managing smart buildings for energy efficiency. Okay, we have streamlined the insides of the house. Now let us move to the front porch. Part 2 is all about enhancing the customer experience. This is not just about feeling good. It is about reducing the two biggest service costs: the cost of customer churn and the cost of inefficient service. I want you to pause on this slide, because it is arguably the most important one in the deck. It is 5 to 25 times more expensive to acquire a new customer than to keep an existing one. Let that sink in. And what is the number one reason customers leave? It is not always price. It is a feeling of poor service. This means AI is not just a service tool, it is your single most powerful customer retention tool. It is interesting to see how different markets are tackling this. Japan, facing a labor shortage, is a leader in adopting AI for customer service, with 24% adoption. They use AI to augment their existing service teams. The US, with 14% adoption, has traditionally focused more on using AI for the back-office automation we just discussed. Both are about cost saving, but they show two different, valid paths to get there. The most obvious use case is AI-powered support. A smart, AI-powered chatbot provides 24/7, 365 days service. It can instantly handle 80% of the common, repetitive inquiries like "Where is my order?" "What are your hours?" etc. This is a huge win for the customer. But the bigger win is for your team. It frees your human agents to handle the complex, high-value, frustrated customer problems that require a human touch. And for your human agents, the tools are incredible. The first is Agent Assist. Imagine your agent is on a call. The AI is listening in real time. It understands the customer's problem and automatically pulls up the correct customer file, and the right solution appears on the agent's screen. This one tool can cut call handling time by 30 to 40%. The second is Sentiment Analysis. You cannot listen to every call, but AI can. It analyzes 100% of your calls to understand customer sentiment. Are they happy? Frustrated? Confused? Etc. You can spot a growing problem before it starts trending on social media. Beyond support, AI is a retention machine. First, through hyper-personalization. The US fintech Chime used AI to test 21 new ideas in just 3 months, a process that would have taken them 9 years with traditional A/B testing. They are learning and adapting at a speed their competitors simply cannot match. And this brings us to customer churn prediction. This is where AI gets proactive. It can sense the subtle signs that a customer is about to leave. Maybe they're using the app less or browsing competitor websites. The AI flags this customer, and your retention team can proactively reach out with a solution before you lose them. Let us look at that Chime case study again, because it is a perfect example. Their challenge: they were growing exponentially, and their agents were spending far too much time writing up manual post-call summaries. The AI solution was simple but brilliant. They used AI for call summarization. The results: they saved over 250,000 agent hours annually. But it is not just a cost save. It also led to a 5-point increase in their Net Promoter Score. Why? Because agents finished their wrap-up work faster, they were happier, and they were ready for the next customer. Happier employees service and create happier customers. So this brings us to the full ROI of happy customers. 1. It is increased upsell, cross-sell. An AI that understands your customer can suggest the right next product at the right time. 2. It is about hearing the voice of the customer. Stop reading survey comments one by one. Let AI analyze 100% of your open-ended feedback and tell you, these are the top 3 things your customers are complaining about this week. 3. And finally, it is brand and reputation. Faster service and personalized care build loyalty, and AI is the tool that lets you build that trust at scale. We see this in e-commerce all the time. Amazon, for example, uses an AI tool called Customer Says to summarize thousands of product reviews so you can see the main points at a glance. And Coupang in Korea, famous for its rocket delivery, uses AI for everything, analyzing shipment patterns, predicting stock, and optimizing routes. It is the only way they can operate at that scale and speed. Finally, let us talk about part 3, data-driven decision-making. This is all about reducing the enormous, hidden costs of guesswork. I want you to just think for a moment, what is the true cost of a bad decision? 1. What is the cost of launching a new product that nobody wants? 2. What is the cost of setting your price too low and leaving money on the table with every single sale? 3. What is the cost of missing a major market trend that your competitor catches? These are multi-million-dollar mistakes, and they are all based on guesswork. AI transforms your data from a useless archive into your most powerful strategic asset. It is the tool that helps you move from I think to I know. So who is leading the way? Globally, financial services and manufacturing are the top AI adopters. 77% of manufacturers, for example, are already using AI solutions. Why them? Because their entire business is data. For finance, it is credit scoring and risk. For manufacturing, it is predictive maintenance and quality data. They had no choice but to adopt AI to survive and thrive. A perfect example is fraud and risk management. This is a multi-billion-dollar problem for the financial industry. The AI solution is elegant. The models analyze millions of transactions to learn the normal behavior of a customer. The second it sees an abnormal transaction, like a credit card purchase in another country at 3 a.m., it can instantly flag or block it before the transaction is completed. This 24/7 protection could reduce cybersecurity costs by as much as half. This leads to just plain smarter business intelligence. Instead of guessing your price, you can use dynamic pricing. Hotel chains use AI to adjust room prices based on occupancy, local events, and competitor pricing to maximize revenue. Instead of guessing on trends, you use market analysis. Let an AI scan thousands of news articles and social media posts to identify an emerging consumer trend long before a human analyst could. Fintechs are using AI credit scoring to analyze non-traditional data, allowing them to grant microloans and open up entirely new, profitable markets. Let us talk about Toyota, because they are a perfect example of using AI for decision-making. Their challenge is massive, pioneering autonomous driving research and development while optimizing a giant global manufacturing footprint. They use AI for both. In research and development, they use thousands of AI workloads for autonomous driving research, achieving a 50% total cost of ownership saving. And in their factories, their AI platform saves over 10,000 man-hours with predictive maintenance. Thus, they are using AI to save money on both research and development, a strategic decision, and operations, an efficiency play. Let us make this real for your sales team. First, lead scoring. AI can analyze your CRM data to score every new lead, telling your team which leads are hot and ready to buy, and which are cold and just need a newsletter. Your team spends time on the right leads. Second, automated follow-ups saving your team hours every day and ensuring no lead is ever forgotten. And third, this is a game changer, contract analysis. Imagine an AI reviewing a 50-page legal contract in seconds and highlighting the 3 non-standard clauses or risks. How much faster could you close deals? Okay, we have seen the what and the why. Now we are at the most important part of the session, the how. Part 4 is your AI implementation roadmap. This is a practical, 5-step plan for businesses of any size. At the international level, look at SK Telecom in Korea. Their challenge is managing a massive, complex 5G network and protecting it from constant cyber threats. They are an absolute leader in using AI for network optimization and robust cybersecurity. They are also part of major public-private partnerships, showing how industry and government can work together to drive AI innovation. So, how do you start? The biggest challenge for most is that 40% of enterprises report a lack of sufficient AI-literate professionals. People are intimidated and do not know where to start. But this 5-step plan is designed to overcome that. You do not need a team of data scientists to begin. You just need a process. And I want you to remember this. The goal is not to do AI. The goal is to solve a business problem. Step 1. Identify the low-hanging fruit. First, find the bottleneck. Go back to your office and ask your team leaders, what is the most repetitive, manual, low-value task you do? Is it data entry, report generation, invoice processing? That is your starting list. Second, define the value. Do not be vague. Attach a dollar value. If we automate invoicing, we save 20 man-hours per week, which equals $Y per month. That is your business case. Step 2. Ask, is your data ready? AI needs data like a car needs fuel. Now, this is where many people panic, and 44% of organizations cite data security as a top barrier. But hear this, you do not need perfect data, you just need clean data. What is the first step? Get your core information out of scattered Excel files and into one simple, central database or cloud system. And of course, ensure you are compliant with all privacy regulations. Data ethics and privacy are not optional, they are critical for building trust. Step 3. It is the critical build versus buy decision. The build path is the hard way. This is hiring a team of data scientists to build a custom model from scratch. It is expensive, it is slow, and it is high risk. For most of you, my advice is do not do this yet. The buy path is the smart way. This is using a software as a service, SaaS, or a no-code AI platform. You are subscribing to an AI tool that is already built. It is fast, it is low cost, it is low risk, and you can be operational in days, not years. Step 4. Start small and pilot. Do not try to boil the ocean. Choose one project, that low-hanging fruit you found in step 1. Run a 90-day pilot. Create a small, dedicated AI task force to run it. And measure everything. Use the metrics you defined in step 1. Did it save time? Did it reduce errors? Then, when it is successful, celebrate the win. Share the results. This is how you build momentum and a culture of innovation. And finally, step 5. Upskill your workforce. The number one barrier to AI adoption, according to McKinsey, is the skills gap. You must invest in your people. The goal is to build a culture of AI literacy and reskill your workforce for these new, higher value, augmented roles. This brings us to the big question: will AI take my job? The big question on everyone's mind: will AI take my job? The answer is no, but a person using AI will replace a person who is not. This is the new reality. All the current data shows AI is augmenting jobs, not eliminating them. It automates the boring parts, the data entry, the reports, and it frees you up for the human parts, the strategy, the creativity, and the customer relationships. We are moving from a world of typing to a world of telling. And the good news is, you are not alone in this transition. Governments worldwide recognize this shift and are creating powerful incentives. The USA has the National AI Initiative Act to coordinate federal research and development. Japan has its Society 5.0 initiative, integrating AI into every part of society. And South Korea has its Digital New Deal, with massive investment in data, 5G, and AI. This is a global, structural shift. So, let us review the key takeaways from that 5-step roadmap. It is 3 simple rules. 1. Start with pain. Do not start with artificial intelligence. Start with a real, high-cost business problem. 2. Buy. Do not build. Use low-cost, no-code tools to get 80% of the value for 20% of the cost. 3. Train. Do not replace. Invest in your existing team. An employee who knows your business and knows AI is invaluable. And when you build that 90-day pilot team, your AI task force, it just needs 3 roles. 1. The executive sponsor. That is a leader, like you, who can provide the budget, protect the team, and clear roadblocks. 2. The process owner. This is the manager who owns the problem you are solving, like the head of accounting. 3. And the tech lead. This does not have to be a data scientist. It can be your internal IT person, or even a consultant from the no-code vendor you are using. You will hit this problem: data silos. Your customer data is in the sales CRM, your payment data is in the finance system, and your support data is in another tool. This is the biggest blocker to AI. The solution: again, start small. Do not try to build a massive, perfect data lake. Just build a simple data pipe between the two systems you need for your first pilot project. Modern cloud tools are designed to talk to each other. As we saw in case of South Korea, this works best as a partnership. Their model of strong public-private partnerships is driving innovation. Companies like Hanwha, Hyundai, and Kai are all actively investing in and partnering with AI startups to build next-generation technology. This is a model for all of us. This brings me to perhaps the most important cost of all, the cost of waiting. The global AI market is growing at over 20% per year. This means the gap is widening. Your competitors who are investing in this are getting smarter, faster, and more efficient at an exponential rate. Every day you wait, that gap gets harder and more expensive to close. Now, I want to be realistic. This is not a magic wand. There are potential risks involved. First, ethical use and bias. An AI is only as good as the data you train it on. If your historical hiring data is biased, your AI will be biased. You must actively audit for and mitigate this. Second, security and privacy. AI models are a new target for hackers. You must protect your models and your customer data with the same rigor as any other core IT asset. So we arrive at part 5. The future is here. Let us recap. We have seen today how AI is a true cost reduction multiplier. It saves you money in 3 distinct ways. 1. By streamlining operations like predictive maintenance, logistics, and automated back-office work. 2. By enhancing customer experience with 24/7 chatbots and agent assist tools that reduce customer churn. 3. And by driving smarter decisions to prevent fraud, optimize prices, and avoid costly market guesses. So, what is your first step? I am asking you not to leave this room and wait and see. I want you to go back to your office this week and conduct a 1-week AI assessment. It consists of 1 question. This week, ask each of your team leaders, what is the most repetitive, time-consuming, manual task you do every day? Write down the answers. That is it. That is your list of potential AI projects. That is where you start. My final thought is this: act now. The good news is, you are not as far behind as you think. Adoption for key areas is still relatively low. For example, only 14% of US enterprises use AI for direct customer interactions. That means the window to use AI as a true competitive advantage is still open, but it is closing fast. And looking forward, the engine for building these AI models is getting exponentially more powerful. High-performance computing, HPC, centers, like the Frontier supercomputer in the US and Fugaku in Japan, are unlocking capabilities we could only dream of, from new drug discovery to climate modeling. And of course, there is the generative AI revolution. This is AI that creates. It is generating advertising copy and images for marketing. It is summarizing contracts and writing first drafts for legal firms and departments. And it is writing and debugging software for coding, accelerating development. An ad agency in Manila was commissioned to create a campaign for an upmarket brand based out of Mumbai, India. It was squarely aimed at investment bankers aged below 55. Rather than stick to time-honored processes, the agency decided to use natural language and Gen AI. Using natural language prompts, the creative team whittled down their search for a face of the brand to a specific person. Brand personalities are often elusive. This is because conventional marketing exercises have found it difficult to locate potential models in specific contexts and make quick changes. The process can be very slow and resource-intensive. But now, it was easy to use Gen AI and create contextual visual scenarios that could be changed at any time with prompts. It's easy to see how this approach can cut costs by a mile and make a client happy. It does not replace creative resources. It helps them make better use of budgets and carry out prototyping and testing much more easily. This generative AI app provides quick proofs of concept to clients looking for fashion shoots. By keying in the natural language prompts, The client is able to see different options based on location, themes, and historical periods. This is akin to brainstorming, but much more efficiently. The LLM transformer capability is able to capture the relationship between the words in the prompts as well as the right contexts. I want to leave you with this final quote from Ginni Rometty, the former CEO of IBM. Some people call this artificial intelligence, but the reality is this technology will enhance us. So, instead of artificial intelligence, I think we will augment our intelligence. That is the goal, not replacement, but augmentation. Thank you. I would be happy to take any questions that you might have. And if you do not have questions, I would love to hear, what is the first step you are planning to take?